Hey guys, this is something we never do, but recent events are quite unusual. So, we're making a very special episode of Caching in the Northwest to talk about geocaching.com's announcement today. Not often do we get news that shocks the geocaching community, and in particular, the community of Northwest geocachers. What we've learned is a group of Seattle area geocachers have claimed a historic victory against Muggle forces by rescuing an ape cache more than 5 years after it went missing. Now, you may have heard of this, you may have read about this, but this is something I wanted to share with the faithful Caching in the Northwest listeners. Let me give you a little history of this ape cache, Mission 9 Tunnel of Light. In 2001, 14 geocaches were placed in conjunction with the 20th Century Fox to support the movie Planet of the Apes. Each geocache represented a fictional story in which scientists revealed an alternate primate evolution, APE, or ape. These geocaches were made using specially marked ammo containers and contained an original prop from the movie. Mission 9 Tunnel of Light was one of those caches. Located about 60 miles east of Seattle, the container was placed by Geocaching HQ co-founder Jeremy and the father of the geocoin, Mountain Bike. The cache was found more than 3,000 times, surviving minor disturbances over nearly 10 years. There was even a mega event, the Going Ape event. You've heard us talk about that several times right here on this podcast. That event was created by the Washington State Geocaching Association to honor this famous cache. Sadly, Mission 9 was muggled and then archived back in June 2011. Mountain Bike wrote at that time, the decision to archive was not taken lightly, and it's not easy for me either or for Groundspeak. However, the rule with Project Ape caches have always been that once the container goes missing, which is part of the identity of the original series of caches, then it's no longer an ape cache, and thus must be archived or at least have its ape status removed. Now, while the community mourned the lost, a tribute cache was placed by the Going Ape event, and it continued on each year. Thanks to the incredible efforts of dedicated cachers, there's a new chapter in this ape cache story. In April of this year, cachers Wino Seattle and Rambudo met up at Geocaching HQ with co-founder Brian Roth. As they chatted, the subject of the lost ape cache came up. Wino Seattle wondered if the container could possibly be found. Over the years, some have speculated it's unlikely whoever muggled that heavy container would have carried it nearly 2 miles back to the nearest parking area. Perhaps they simply removed it from its location and discarded it nearby. Now, I'm sure most of the folks that I'm talking to have found the ape cache. This is a huge ammo can. It measures about 32 inches long, 11.25 inches wide, and 6 inches high. It weighs 22 pounds empty. So this isn't something that you're just, going to put underneath your arm and walk away with. Now, anyway, the article goes on to say, but even if that was the case, the area is hilly and densely forested. A rescue effort would require detailed planning and keen eyes. Sounds like a job for geocachers. With encouragement from Brian and Mountain Bike, and after months of planning, the search commenced October 1st. That's just 10 days ago. A group of 10, that's over a month ago. It's November now. Time flies. I'm an old guy. A group of 10 cachers included Wino Seattle, Rambudo, Sprouter, Lamorak, Shadow, DS Vaughn, Curious Joe, GS Barnes, Nightwolf 74, and Princess Trouble. After hiking to the tribute cache, they split into 3 teams and spread out to the surrounding forest. Equipped with two-way radios, each team was assigned to one of the 3 zones. Within minutes, one team had located what turned out to be a muggled tribute cache container. Now, on a side note, I had heard that the owner of the tribute cache has replaced that container 5 times. It's been muggled 5 times, and the container has been removed. So there should be several of those in the area. The other teams found a variety of swags and logbooks, including one with signatures from 2011 to 2014, likely from the tribute cache. Following an extensive and courageous effort, a joyous call eventually came over the radio. I think we found the original container. You like that? Down in the woods below the original cache location, behind a tree with the open end of the container facing down, was Mission 9 Tunnel of Light cache. Distinguished by stickers affixed to the inside, as well as some of the Planet of the Apes trading cards, the cache had fared remarkably well over the years. Now, it was found without the lid on, and but the opening was downhill, and there was still a good amount of swag in the container. In fact, these trading cards, I've seen pictures of them, look great. So after 5 years of sitting out in the elements, the swag in the container is still in good shape. After a lot of celebratory high fives, the group phoned Mountain Bike, who was shocked and delighted at the discovery. A few days later, Mountain Bike, Brian, and the others at Geocaching HQ welcomed the triumphant searchers with the long-lost ape cache. And now that the container is recovered, we're left with an important question. Now, if you've read this entire article, you need to go to the geocaching blog in order to see this. At the end of the article, there's a link to a survey. Take that survey. The survey is to find out what Geocaching HQ should do with this historic cache. Should they, A, return the container to its original location and restore it to an active ape cache status? And we have people in the chat room. IHAM says, yes, restore the ape cache. B. Pendragon says, my suggestion is they place the container at HQ and then get the ape souvenir. You have to find the tribute cache and HQ after that. And it goes on. Oops, sorry. I've run out of space. And it goes on display. That way the cacher has experienced the tunnel of light, but also gets to see the cache itself. Interesting. And Sandra also agrees with B. Pendragon on that. The next option from HQ is display the non-loggable container at Geocaching HQ as an important artifact in the game's history. The third option is tour the container to several of the original ape cache locations, perhaps with an event at each place. And there's a fourth option where you can write in another option. So B. Pendragon, go ahead and go put that in there. I think that's a good choice. Now, your CNW team, your Caching in the Northwest team, has been in contact with Wino Seattle and are in the process of scheduling an interview with several of the team members of this historic recovery mission. So be sure to join us on a regular episode of Caching in the Northwest. That's Thursday evenings, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, to learn more about the future of the ape cache. It's Mission 9 Tunnel of Light. So, folks, that's all I wanted to say this evening. Thank you for taking your time to listen to us. And until next time, get out and get caching in the Northwest.